Previously on the Game of Thrones Pisstake. Ah! And now the thrilling conclusion. Whew, lucky break we weren't ambushed by any of those rogue fleets you hear about these days. So Jon Snow and Dave arrive on Dragon's Show to meet the Queen of Space and ask if she's interested in upgrading her phone plan. They are greeted by Big Brain Small Frame and the Cunnilinguist, and honestly I'm only making it sound slightly weirder than it actually is. These two characters have so much they could be talking about. Yes, it's a greeting and they have plenty of time to catch up while Jon's here, but it never happens. Later on they talk about talking about the past, but they don't actually do it. Jon and Tyrion never, not once, discuss anything of substance concerning their pasts. These last two seasons seem obsessed with reminding us of season 1, but refuse to let characters reflect on their pasts beyond quoting each other. That sounds like a fucking nightmare. You aren't allowed to think about anything that's happened to you, and every other sentence you say has to be something someone else said to you once. I think Orwell wrote about that. For the first time, Tyrion meets... I'm not sure who this is. He calls himself Davos Seaworth, but that must be a devious ruse of some kind, because we all know the real Davos Seaworth would never be this chummy with the man who was instrumental in exploding his son and destroying his king. Tyrion says,
"We fought on opposite sides at the Battle of Blackwater Bay."
Which was helpful because I have amnesia and don't remember season 2 of this show.
Unluckily for me.
If you wouldn't mind becoming prisoners. This Davos imposter tries to make some small talk with the most important person in the world, apparently. He says he's heard lovely things about her home, like beautiful trees and deadly fucking butterflies. Missandei awkwardly walks away.
Sansa, I hear she's alive and well.
She is.
Sansa? Yeah, she's doing fucking swell, it so happens. She was only married to a mega rapist for like a couple months before I abandoned her with the world's creepiest manipulator who obviously wants to fuck her. She constantly undermines me and is super whiny in meetings, so I'm sure she's doing great. Why do people think Sansa is smart? What has she done to have earned this reputation? She blindly trusted Littlefinger until he sold her into marital slavery, and then trusted him again when she almost fucked up her family's campaign to reclaim the North, which led to the death of her last known full sibling, by the way. She's a total buffoon, but characters keep saying that she's smart, so I guess that's that. Jon says he's not a Stark and then gets swooped by a dragon. It's passably subtle.
First time.
Varys and Melisandre have a conversation which serves no purpose aside from her leaving Dragonstone. Varys hates magic and its practitioners, so it's strange that he would go out of his way to talk to her, especially when she was already staying out of the way. Conleth is chewing the scenery like a tough steak all through this scene, and I love it.
I did not part on good terms with the King of the North or his advisor.
Why?
There is no way Varys doesn't know how Shireen died. This is so weird. Varys says Mel shouldn't come back to Westeros. Is this because of his dislike of magic? Does he have something against her in particular? Does she threaten him with her ability to control monarchs except for that one and that one? In reality, he only says it to set up her spooky foreshadowing of his death. Jon meets Dany Uwu,
rightful queen of the Andals and the First Men.
So the show fucked up in season 4 when they included the Rhoynar in Dany's title. They had successfully written that ethnic group out of their continuity, but for some reason included it there. That was silly of them because here Dany actually has Dorne's allegiance. So it should either be greatly offensive or suggestive of independence that they are excluded from what she claims to rule over. Although, for reasons, Dorne is not a thing after this episode.
Thank you for travelling so far, my lord.
Yeah, traffic was rough, but it only took an hour and a half if I'm honest.
But I could have sworn I read the last king in the North was Torrhen Stark.
Ah, I see how this scene is going to go. Jon will tell Dany about Robb, and then Dany will fire Tyrion for not informing her of such crucial information, pun intended. Jon and Daenerys are in the same room together for over 10 minutes, and Aemon is not brought up once. I hate this show.
Hell, we almost took it and we didn't even have dragons.
Almost.
Jon repeats this insane idea that laying siege to a city filled with 500,000 innocents is more humane than assaulting an army or capturing the city. That he instantly jumps to this conclusion tells me this dialogue is being written with convenience in mind and not character.
As far as I can see, you are the enemy to the North.
Dany is a petulant bitch for no reason.
For no reason!
Yeah, we've done that one.
The Night King is real.
Okay, people know about the Long Night and the White Walkers. These are legendary things that are commonly known but not necessarily believed in Westeros. But there was no Night King until Bran met him in season 4, gave him a name in season 6, and then inexplicably everyone started calling him that.
He saw me! The Night King! He saw me!
before the Night King comes.
All of you would be meat in the Night King's army.
You've seen the Night King, Jon Snow.
You've seen the Night King?
Last time we saw the Night King was at Hardhome. I'm consumed with the Night King because I've seen him.
We still have a wall between us and the Night King.
The Night King's army grows larger by the day.
And here Jon just says it like it's nothing new. Everyone except Davos should be asking what the fuck a Night King is.
I wonder if your father knew his best friend sent assassins to murder a baby girl in her crib.
Dany has both Tyrion and Varys as advisors. I refuse to believe she doesn't know Ned didn't want her dead. Ned personally commanded Varys to not assassinate her, and he knows that Ned put his own life at risk to protect her. This doesn't make sense. Nice speech, though?
The Dothraki hadn't crossed the sea.
I mean...
Any sea.
Okay.
He is the first to make allies of wildlings and Northmen. He was named Lord Not Commander because of of his the Night's birthright, Watch. he He has has no no birthright. birthright. All those hard because he was their leader.
This fake Davos sure has done his research, but he's saying the exact same things that Melisandre said about Jon, and I'm annoyed that nobody points this out to him.
He took a knife in the heart for his people. He gave his own...
Why are they avoiding the fact that Jon has been resurrected? And come to think of it, why did Melisandre not mention this? Surely it would be extremely convincing to Dany and Tyrion. Tyrion actually puts forward a pretty decent idea. Due to the existential threat in the north, it doesn't matter who's monarch of what, so might as well kneel. They could do a Prince of Dawn kind of thing, where he keeps the title to please his people, but he's still a
There's no time for that.
Oh, okay. Dany declares Jon a rebel because everyone here is a child with no interest in conflict resolution. Varys tells her about Euron's sneaky fleet and the big dumb battle, so she kicks out Jon and Dave. They're her prisoners now, but not really, but kind of actually, except shut up. Theon is brought on board by some of Yara's Ironborn. Seeing as they're here, either these guys weren't in the battle or they and their ship somehow survived. Both explanations make very little sense. They were written into this scene because fuck thinking things through, we need someone to rescue Theon and then treat him like garbage for doing the only sensible thing. I understand machismo, but I still cry every Tim when the Ironborn aren't loyal to a fault. Euron parades through King's Landing and updates his penile status to erect.
What a twat.
I really like I really like Euron's actor. No, really, I do. Not taking the piss, contrary to the title. He's charismatic and fun. He's not very threatening though, and thus isn't a terribly compelling villain. They really needed Euron to come off as an unhinged lunatic. I think Piloswine Arsbreath could have done it if they gave him the right material. It wouldn't have been book Euron, but it didn't have to be. It just had to be something. But as it is, he doesn't come close to filling the shoes of the show's previous antagonists. I feel like we needed an oh fuck scene with Euron and Yara analogous to Cersei's upcoming scene. Unfortunately, all we get in that regard is a stinky poo-poo scene in Season 8. Captain Feathered Dildo wins Cersei over with some new toys. She says they'll marry after the war because the only suitable place for a royal wedding is still being renovated.
The sons and daughters of Westeros shall defend our country.
Wait. Is Cersei drilling women as well now? I mean... Shut up, you know what I mean. Yeah, come on, guys. This is a family show, you cunts. Euron begins an extremely loud private conversation with Jaime in front of all these people. He turns the volume down, but not his personality.
A finger in the bum. Not now. We'll talk later.
See, he's charming. This scene is fucking brilliant, and we all know why. Lena Headey gets 4.5 minutes to explain her motivation, reflect on the past, and torture some foreigners. It's truly fucked and completely captivating.
I imagine she's your favorite. I know, we're not supposed to have favorites.
Ugh, she's incredible.
Sorry, I can't understand you.
It's Cersei being Cersei. It's just so good. Everything about this scene makes sense. There you go. Cersei is only human, and exacting revenge makes her horny. Jaime's all like, no. But then she says, come on! And he is no longer all like, no. Due to all that victory and vengeance and stuff, Cersei is feeling powerful and in control, so she doesn't give a shit if people find out about her doing an incest. I guess if you've lived your whole life doing incests, you might forget how fucked up everyone else thinks it is to do an incest. This aide, who has been in the show forever, informs Cersei that the money man is here. Cersei gloats about having sex with her brother. As you do. Tycho Nestoris is here to provide the premise for the next episode's big dumb battle, and fuck, I love this guy's voice.
Indeed.
Tycho commends Cersei for becoming the first ever ruling queen of Westeros. Fuck. Knowing how tenuous her claim is and that she very obviously did the thing, it's ridiculous that the Iron Bank would be siding with her. Even if she wins the war, her grasp on the kingdoms is unstable. Tycho has been shown to prioritize order and predictability. That's why he sided with Stannis. He basically outlines why he shouldn't invest in Cersei, and then does. Apparently the Iron Bank had much invested in the slave trade, so they have reason to push back against Daenerys. This is an incredibly bold thing to write, as the fucking defining trait of Braavos is its anti-slavery sentiment. And that isn't just book shit, man.
Because they had risked their lives in the name of freedom, The mothers and fathers of the new city vowed that no man, woman, or child in Braavos should ever be a slave.
Can you fucking believe that Cersei's angle against Daenerys is that her army is full of foreigners while she is giving vast amounts of Tyrell wealth to a foreign bank and later hires a foreign sellsword company? The scene is shot well and it looks great, and I love both of these actors, it just happens to be full of bullshit. This winter, visit beautiful Dragonstone and enjoy some of our 4 locations: Table Room, Throne Room, Cliff, and Beach.
I'm not playing word games with you.
It's taken 7 years, but Jon Snow has finally figured out how to defeat Tyrion Lannister.
You probably don't believe me.
I do, actually.
This mirrors Ebrose and Sam's chat about the Walkers. I believe you about the world-ending threat, but I'm not going to do anything about it because there's other shit to do. It's a passable metaphor for climate change, but it's really annoying that it ends up not mattering because you can just stab it to death after teleporting.
I'm asking if there's something I can do to help you.
Oh yeah, the reason I came here. Tyrion talks with Dany. He quotes himself and Dany calls him out.
Are you trying to present your own statements as ancient wisdom?
Which is fucking hilarious because this show constantly does exactly that. Tyrion's right in this conversation, which is a shock, and convinces Dany to give Jon the thing that she didn't know was there. She brings up the time the fake Davos almost said that Jon died, precious memories, and Tyrion's like, yeah, Northerners just exaggerate sometimes, haha. Even though he's here to convince Dany to trust Jon, and Davos isn't a Northerner. Fake Davos might be though. Jon and Dany finally 1v1 each other.
I named them for my brothers.
Yeah, and the other one I named for my rapist.
You lost 2 brothers as well.
So you do know about Rob!
We all enjoy what we're good at.
No, I don't.
Confirmation that Jon does not enjoy eating pussy. This activates Dany as Dario too did not enjoy eating pussy.
Go on, do your duty.
She gives Jon the stuff because there's literally no reason not to. Sansa rules. I want a Sansa action figure that shoots laser beams and changes into a truck. Vroom vroom. Wolken is a pretty dogshit maester. Check out this look Littlefinger gives Wolken when he says that Luwin kept a copy of everything. Look, it's actual subtlety. Amazing. Sansa knows more about making armor than the people who make armor. She's so fucking smart.
You don't know Cersei better than anyone here.
Yep, cool, except he definitely does.
The woman who murdered my mother, father, and brother is dangerous.
She did none of those things. Ned was Littlefinger's doing, so I can excuse Sansa thinking Cersei did that, but Robb and Cat was Tywin and Walder. Cersei had nothing to do with the Red Wedding. Littlefinger tells us once more that Sansa has a Rick Sanchez galaxy brain, but he tries to convey to us mere mortals the sheer scope of his own brain.
Fight every battle, everywhere, always. In your mind.
You gotta think about everything all the time, see? Jesus, maybe if I say enough confusing bullshit, she'll sleep with me.
Every possible series of events is happening all at once.
I'm so happy he says this insane crap about constantly considering every possibility. It's gonna be so much fun later on. Bran arrives at Winterfell, which Peter didn't see coming. Also Mira, but I guess we no longer care about her. Try as he might, poor Peter will never be more confusing than Bran.
Your father's last living tree-born son.
More like Treeborn, am I right?
I can never be lord of anything.
Right, except the Seven Kingdoms. Bran tells Sansa that he's the three-eyed raven, and the writers embarrass themselves yet again. Like, they offer some vague explanation of what he can do, and then hand-wave it like, fuck, you wouldn't understand anyway, because they have no idea. Nobody involved in the show has a fucking clue how any of this is supposed to work. They're not avoiding telling us to keep secrets for a plot twist, they're avoiding telling us because they don't know.
I'm the three-eyed raven. It means I can never see anything. Everything that's ever happened. Everything that's ever happened right now. To everyone. It's all happening right now. To everyone. I can never see pieces. It's all fragments. I need to learn to see everything that's ever happened right now. When the long night comes again, I need to learn to see the three-eyed raven.
I thought you were the three-eyed raven.
I'm the three-eyed raven. I need to be ready. The three-eyed raven taught me to learn to see. The three-eyed raven, it's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
I told you it's difficult to explain.
Bitch, you barely even tried. Yo sis, you were straight up bopping that time you got raped. How bonzerific is it that this unsettling relationship is never developed? Get the feeling it only exists to show us that Bran is creepy now. Sam, I'm not sure this guy is actually a maester. He doesn't even seem to own a chain. Jorah bullshits about his cancer being cured.
I just started feeling better.
Just get some Gwyneth Paltrow goop up in there, sort you out real nice. Oh, Jorah gets the touch again, it's nice, oh.
Charlie,
I'd like to speak with you in my study this evening.
Ooh, someone's in trouble. Except he's really not. The only reason he's not banished is because they need him to read the thing about the Night King later. Yeah, cunts, turn it round on you.
Many maesters whose chains are heavy with healing links.
He even brings up the chain. I love how Sam makes curing the plague sound easy, and then he never cures anyone ever again. Fuck yes, another war meeting.
I'm not talking about sending our ships.
Yes, Queen, just melt them, slay! Oh, they're not letting her. Frowny face. You know, this episode actually hasn't been too dumb so far. Oh, no. Wow. Oops.
They know we're coming.
She will be ready.
Remember last episode when this was supposed to be the surprise gotcha strategy that catches Cersei off guard? I get that she has some important prisoners now, but not only did we not see her getting any intel from them, Tyrion says that she'll be ready for them because she expects him to target Casterly Rock. So, why would you do that? Why not capture Storm's End as a show of control, or change of plans seeing how bad that all went? Secure Highgarden or Sunspear, Riverrun or the Twins? Why are we still doing this? Why were we ever doing it if you knew she would be prepared? So many people die because of this. Casterly Rock looks like shit.
It was a passage that began in an out-of-the-way cove by the sea.
How is he just now telling them about this? This is extremely important information.
Give me 10 good men, and I'll impregnate the bitch.
Why is it only ever season 1? What is this fetish with that one particular season? There are 6 more seasons of this show. It's not even applicable as they use 0 climbing spikes. What fleet is this? How did you get here? The Silence is here now, so I guess Euron sailed around the entire continent in the second half of this episode. Or he strapped the whole fleet to the back of his fucking jetpack. I don't know, I just can't keep track of those things anymore. It's incredible that Westeros has been stuck in this medieval fusion age for 8,000 years, and yet nobody has figured out how to use scouts consistently. The Whispering Wood made more sense as Robb ambushed Jaime in the field, whereas this is 2 assaults on 2 castles that aren't close at all. Time for an epic Eagle Raptor pro tip! Sacrificing your ancestral family castle to the enemy is never a good idea, except when the writers need to set up some bollocks. Highgarden also looks like shit. Holy shit, it's Bronn! I guess he's fighting for Cersei due to off-screen conversations. They are such good friends. I do like the camera following Jaime through the castle. It's neat. Hang on. How the fuck did Olenna get here?
It was never our forte. Golden roses, indeed.
Here's an example of a sensible thing that makes sense. Our sigil is a flower, so our soldiers don't fight very well. This just looks like someone's living room.
Why didn't he take Highgarden the moment your gold mines ran dry?
Good question, Olenna. Why didn't Tywin act on his family's source of income ending? Oh, I see. The issue has been raised, so now we may respectfully put it back down. Oop, down the hatch. Olenna tells Jaime that she was behind Joffo going offo. Jim contains his anger and leaves. Nikolai and Diana are both really great actors, and this scene between them in my nan's sitting room really was something. Although this is how the episode really should have ended.
Tell Cersei. I wanted to know it was me.
Thank you. Press buttons, pursue links. This series is weekly because I want to die, or maybe it's the other way around. Many X's and even more O's to my sugar daddies, Jonah Wiegand, Ondreas, Stay78, Glanus, and soyboymalloy. Love you all. Oh, and happy birthday to Bryce Wilkins. Wait, what the fuck happened to... Hang on. When the... Hang on.